Hey everybody, this is Kathleen with Windy Chaos, and I'm bringing you a new kit today. And this one, oh, it just has my heart. So it's a beautiful wintry kit, winter into spring. And it's called Blooms Beneath Snow, and it is a We Whisper kit. So We Whisper kits come with clip art, they come with labels and days of the week, and they come with patterns. So they're probably my favorite size kit. Yeah, they definitely are my favorite size kit. They just have enough of everything to make a beautiful spread, but not tons and tons of extras. The next size up is a Whirligig, which is kind of the big mega kit. And they only come out a couple of times a year now. And the reason for that is they just take so much effort, and they are quite large. And I am working how to make them um, more file size friendly without losing resolution. So they're a little bit, I wouldn't say they're on hold per se, but I'm definitely trying to learn how to squeeze all the megabytes down. So anyhow, let's jump into this one. As you can see, it's got this beautiful blue, um, just sweet pastel. It kind of matches my whole background with the Zoom notes. Oh, the other thing I was going to say, these all come in three file formats and the PNGs. So the file formats are Good Notes, Noteful, and Zoom Notes. So you'll get a sticker book in each of those file formats, and then you'll also get a folder that has subfolders where everything is organized with the PNG files for the individual bits of clip art, patterns, labels, etc. So that's great, especially if you're not using one of those three formats, or if you're in a completely different OS like Android, and maybe like you're using Penly or Zoto or one of those. So very user friendly there. And I need to make sure I'm including blank books. Ugh, I don't think I've done that my last couple ones, so I'll try to go back, fix that. All right, look at this beautiful, beautiful. I just think this is so, so pretty. So it's definitely snowy, but spring is popping out. So we've got this pretty bird bath. We've got this blue jay on a feeder tray. We get blue jays in our yard quite a bit. And my husband loves to feed the birds. And then we've got crocuses and buttercups, this little birdhouse with some winter berries, this pretty window with the stone facade, and then like this beautiful meadow. It's all snowy with little tufts of grass coming up. There's another one, and this beautiful cardinal. We get a few cardinals too. And then we've got this pretty little footbridge, and it's all done in this beautiful watercolor style that I'm in love with. So we've got this pretty bench. Now I wanted to show you something special about like this. This, you can see here that you've got this background, but it is opaque. So I took the time to make that part there. So really it's just like this peekaboo thing. I love that, kind of like it's vellum in that part. And then the same thing here, although I cut it away. So you can see the trees. So and you got this little trellis, and along the edges you see the crocuses and the snowdrops coming out. Same here, you've got little crocuses coming up. And then this pretty, pretty garden gate, and you've got crocuses and snowdrops there as well. This one's so pretty. You can see how you can see through it, but there's still that little bit of a shadow image that lets you see that 3D, get that sense of depth. And then you've got this beautiful iron garden gate, iron fence, I should say. And then this beautiful gazebo, again with more of the crocuses and dayquil, the jonquils and such. And then you got this beautiful lantern with the snowdrops there. And we've got this gorgeous um, greenhouse, this sweet little robin. And then we've got this sundial with crocuses. There's two of them. And this sweet little robin in the tray. And then we've got a cardinal on a fence. Now that one just shows like the green grass, but it's okay. We've got these snowdrifts that you can put over it if you wanted. Kind of snow it up some if you like. These also kind of look like clouds to me, but they work as snowdrifts too. And this is really fun when you're kind of just making your own little arrangement with the different individual flowers, which you'll see here in a minute. So then we've got the trellis. See, that one's like completely through. And then we've got this pretty stone wall with more of the crocuses at the bottom. Um, this one's called Linton Rose. My mom had one of these in her yard. It's very pretty, and it is a very early bloomer. And then we've got some hyacinth and violets and crocuses. This is a hyacinth bud. This, I can't remember. I think this is supposed to be a Linton rose as well, just kind of a singular. These are little primroses and more of the snowdrops. And here we go. Then we've just got some tulips and violets. And this is just a pretty watercolor for a backdrop for like a, you know how kind of icy and coolish the background, the sky can be during that time of year. And then we've got this pretty watering can with more of the crocus. Okay, that takes us over into the labels, which these are my standard cute labels. I will say it's funny. I don't know why this turned out, but my tags are all the same except for this one. So this one's a little different in that all the gift tags are the same shape, but it's okay. We're going to make it okay. But yeah, so you get the arches and the squares and the circles, the corners and such. So sorry. I know I get in here and I have to kind of fuss. But yeah, I have this little background on here that's very pixelated and not very, but it just kind of helps me place things, make sure I don't forget stuff. There we go. And then we've got these little shapes here at the bottom, and these are great for putting widgets on. If you have widgets from other shops that you like, I've got a few widgets, I think, in the Windy Chaos library. But I haven't done a lot of widgets just because there are just other shops that do them very, very well. And, you know, I'd rather spend my time doing the part that I do well and that gives me the most variety. Then we've got the days of the week. I've got this really pretty font here. Just reminded me that I didn't put down what the fonts were. I'll add that in here in just a few. And then we've got this one as well that's on like a blue ribbon. Isn't that pretty? I love that swoosh of that K. That's cool. Okay. And then we've got the patterns. So this one is kind of like a fence. Isn't it pretty? Just like a, but it's got some little floral bits to it. And then we've got this one that's got the crocuses. And then we've got this beautiful, oh, I love this stone wall. I think that turned out just stunning. And just like it is this pebble path. Just this gorgeous. And then we've got this beautiful kind of a damask with the snowdrops, and then like a garden gate. Again, just super, super delicate. Everything in this kit is just got such a beautiful, delicate feel to it. Then this one's kind of like a greenhouse, crocusy, gives you the purples. I'm not a huge purple fan, so I don't do a lot of purples in my kits. Uh, so snag this one up if you like purple. It's not that I'm anti-purple. It's just not my first choice, and there's so many other colors that I like better. And then we've got this one with the birdhouses and the bird bath, and it's just cute. And then this one's got these beautiful snowflakes that are just stunning. I don't know if you can see all that detail, but wow, just really, really pretty. So, and then you get those same patterns with the backgrounds removed, and then they're stripped of their colors, so that makes them a texture. And as you can see, like you can see that frame behind it. And these are so great in your designs because they can give you visual interest without competing with your main design. So I can see using this pebble one over and over and over again. That and this stone wall. Oh my gosh, I just love it. So good. So okay, guys. I get on these pages and I start zooming in and trying to be super precise, and it's silly. So there we go. And here is just a page where you can go into the library and find more elements. And you can find numbers, days of the week, planner words, all sorts of things are in here. So make sure you do that. But I just wanted to give you a place where you could drag and drop things that you wanted to use with that kit. There are quite a few uh, blue and green numbers and stuff in there if you needed some numerals to go with your kit. And in this last page, oh, you know what? I lied. Yay! There are the fonts that I used. A.L. Gettysburg and Marnie Holland. And I kind of redid this page a little. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, what am I saying? I got to show you the mock-ups. Oh, my heavens. I love the mock-ups. Okay, so here we go. Here's how it looks in rings. Is that stunning or what? Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Okay, so of course I put the little gazebo there, and then I used the garden gate. I kind of stretched it some. I think it looks fine that way, just to fill in the space. And then I used one of the flowers here. And then this one, I just added in, I just used that background, that one snowy scene, but I went through and I added some of the individual flowers. And if you play with what's in front and what's behind a little, it will definitely give you the illusion of things kind of stacked. They were all part of this original photo, or not photo, but like the original background. When they're not, added the watering can and then these little violets. I feel like that needs to be a bit smaller. Oh my goodness, how pretty. And then in this little corner, I did that pebble background and I just kind of added in some of the tulips. Now, the tulips are kind of like in twos. So I took and flipped one. I duplicated it and flipped it. And then this one, I cropped it. So you can see there. I didn't want six. I like to keep things odd numbers. Okay. Now let's run over here to the portrait. Now this one, what I thought I'd show you is how to easily crop an edge. So this one is going off the edge. We've got this pretty stone wall. We've got the oh gosh, sundial and the crocuses, the blue jay, and I used that pretty snowflake pattern in the texture. So there's no color to it, and it's a opaque background, and I used the days of the week there, and then I just used 3 gift cards to be my top 3 things I'm doing that day. So let me show you something fun and interesting. If I take, okay, let me, I could take and try to eyeball this. If I were to try to crop it, just so, I would go into, I would select this, and then I would go select, and I go down to image, and I do edit, and I find crop. And I would just look for something that visually tells me I'm right. Like right here, this would be good between these 2 crocuses that are purple and the yellow one. And I can crop like that. So I just look for something to be my landmark. Done. But it shifts everything, and then I've got to put it back, and that's sometimes annoying. But it worked pretty well. That did okay. It maintained my layers where I needed them to be. It's not a bad way to go. And I can take this and I'm on select still, go to transform and nudge it exactly where I want it. Okay, so not a bad way to do it. Um, but like with this one, it's a little trickier. If I use this line here, like right there, I'm going to be short. It's going to be too far over. It's going to be hard to get it like right there where I want it. So let me try a different method. I'm going to take and draw out. No, I think I'm going to. Oh, okay. Right. I'm going to take those off for a minute, just change the visibility. I'm on the first row. Why is this not doing it? Unlocked? No. Correct. Okay. There we go. That was really weird. I've never had to do that. So I'm just gonna make I don't have to make it quite this big, but but I do this all the time to make something that I can cut against. So one of the things I want to do though is I want to make the fill 100%, and I always take off the border. Okay, now I'm going to hit select. And I'm going to play with the order. Oops, I went too far. Order. I'm just going to do back 1 until, okay, that's where I want to be. I don't want to be behind the other thing, the background. So I'm going to select my birdhouse, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to do mask image. Am I border? iPad is struggling this morning. Oh, yeah. See, it just closed it down. It's not doing it. Okay. Well, generally speaking, this works. Now I'm going to have to edit this video. So, anyhow, I don't know why it's not working. But because this is the one that's right behind it, it will usually, I think my iPad is just nearly out of memory and it's just really struggling. Mask image. Okay, I'm going to take that off and we'll just do it this way. I'm sorry, guys. That usually always works, and I don't know why it's not working today other than it's just being silly. Yeah, it's not even working on that layer. Okay, we're going to crop it. Oh, maybe it's because it is flipped. Maybe. I don't know. Let's do that. Done. Okay. That might have been the problem. Maybe. It's hard to say. But there we go. And visible. Okay, I might have learned something new today. I don't know. Let's try something. I'm just gonna pop something here. No, that's not. It has to be against the shape, though, right? Of an image. Let's try something. Okay. Split view. I usually do most of my. I use the sticker books. Let's see. I want to cut that. My yeah. Cut. Let's go to. I just need to get it on the same layer. That's what I want to do. I usually use my sticker books and GoodNotes because I have a lot of sticker books that are only GoodNotes. It's also, for me, the smallest file size. Okay, so what if I wanted to do that? Let's see what would happen. Image, mask. Okay, see, it took the edge of that, took the edge of this and masked it. Now I wanted it to mask it to this, but it's an image and not a shape. So it does it to the shape. Okay. All right, guys. I think that solves part of my mystery. What if I brought this in here? I'm on layer 2. And try it one more time. Mask image. Okay, it did it on the edge there, like I wanted, but it's masking to this background shape. Now let me try something else. That worked. What if I bring this here what if I flip, transform, flip horizontally? I'm going to move this guy, make sure he's not part of this equation, and let's see if I can get it to mask again. And then I'll have my answer as to whether was okay, that was the problem. It was the flip. So this little guy, he was flipped. And these guys are flipped. So I can't use mask to something that I flipped horizontally. Okay. Thank you guys for letting me work that out. And now I understand. All right. And I honestly thought that I couldn't mask to this because it had um, a transparent background. But at least now I know too that if I've done a background that has transparency to it, I can still mask without it um, interfering with how much is masked. So that was all good. All good stuff. All right, guys, let's see. I've got one more mock-up to show you. Isn't this pretty? Now, this one, there is, yeah. So I did that watercolor sky in the background. So you could decide if you wanted that or not, of course. But because I think this is really pretty even without it. But I love how those trees turned out. It actually takes a long time to get that really cleaned up that way. But I did this as the background to just show. So anyhow, I think this turned out just so lovely. Honestly, it's one, two, three, four elements is all. And then these little bit of planter bits. This is a label. I just stretched it out to make it longer. I think it is done. I love it. I love it so much. So I hope you do too. I think it's a really versatile kit because it is very wintry, but it's that bridge when it's about to go into spring. And, there just gets to be a point in January and February that you're just desperate for spring to show up. So, at least you are if you live where I do. So, anyway, I think it turned out beautiful, and I hope you do too. And I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.